Tuesday, it's 8 PM, we're in another right nice place. Let's jump in the car and find out where we are, shall we? See you in a sec. So where are we today? Well, as you can see, it's absolutely mingingly wet and I had to change my plans a little bit. So I've brought us to this place. We are in the Beddgelert Forest, so Coeden Beddgelert, and this is where we're heading today. And today's path, we're going to be taking that red path that you can see just there, the Llyn Llywelyn walk. So I'm going to guess we're going to be going to a lake that's named after the last prince, or the great Prince Llywelyn. Oh, look at that tree already. That's quite cool, isn't it, the way that snapped? And so, yeah, so we're going to crack on and we're going to go through these woods. And this is somewhere I've never been before. So let's see where it leads us, shall we? Oh, hello, Max. And if, like me, you want to come and discover Llyn Llywelyn, then, ladies and gentlemen, here's the map.
Today's plan was simple until the weather said absolutely not. Defeated by wind, rain, and our own bad decisions, we retreated to Beddgelert Forest. Stumbling through ancient woods beneath Moel Hebog, we marched on, soaked, shivering, and questioning our life choices. All for a brew by Llyn Llywelyn.
Well, you've seen the map now, and this isn't where I was supposed to be coming today. I've come here because it's wet, man. It is so wet. Gone as the white stuff. Yeah, the white stuff all disappeared a few days ago, and since then we have just had, and look at this, this is proper Welsh rain. Me and Max are about to go over the West Highlands railway line by the looks of things. And this is the old, it's very cool, look at this behind me here. It's what would have been the old quarry trains back in the day, and that's kind of the reason I had come today. But unfortunately, this weather, as you can see, absolutely bouncing down. So what me and Max thought, quite cleverly, is there might be a little bit more shelter in here. Let me show you. So yeah, have a look through these here. Look at these trees. These are big, fat, low-hanging trees. I'm having to duck to get into them. So I'm hoping, and already Max is off in them trees, but already I'm feeling much more protected. So we're going to stick to this path and stay out of that rain for a little bit, I think. So look how deep and dark this forest is. It's broad daylight, it's 11 in the morning, and it is dark in here. But Max is having a good sniff about. But why have we come here today? Well, let me tell you. So why is it this week me and Max find ourselves in a super duper wet forest? Well, this wasn't the original plan. Originally today I was going to go to the Rhyd Ddu Quarry, which you'll find at the south side of Snowdonia, sort of in between the Rhyd Ddu car park, if you wanted to do that, and the Rangers Youth Hostel. So it sort of starts between there. We got there this morning and we got there nice and early, but my word, the weather forecast changed. It was always supposed to rain today. However, it wasn't supposed to start raining until about 1-2 o'clock, so I thought we'll get out early. Anyway, God had other plans today, and here I am, wet, and in a forest that I never intended to be in. But I'm glad we've come because I've never been here before. So we're discovering this place for the first time together. And oh my gosh, that wind is howling through these trees now, absolutely howling. But we're in Beddgelert Forest. This is a walk I've never done and I live so close by. And it's an ancient forest. It's an old forest, obviously, because it's ancient. And it's one that I wanted to come to for quite a while. But I was, excuse me, I was going to save this walk for slightly better weather. Anyway, can't wait for good weather in North Wales, can you? You've just got to get cracking on. Once again, I am very grateful for this new action camera because without it, I simply wouldn't be walking today. It is so wet. But what makes this forest so special? And why was it that I wanted to come? Well, obviously today I've come here because, as always recently on these videos, I'm seeking shelter from the crazy weather, and I'm grateful for the Gore-Tex I'm wearing. But the reason I wanted to come to this forest is you can walk through this forest and it will lead you up to Moel Hebog. Now when we get to a clearing, I'll show you just why we won't be going up any mountains today. You cannot see anything. But just off from Moel Hebog, and again you can reach it through this forest. I think I'm going to have to get to the top of Hebog first and then mooch across, because just if you look at the OS map, slightly north of Hebog, you'll see another cave, and that cave is called Owain Glyndŵr's cave. Now, if you've never heard of Owain Glyndŵr, then he is a massive, massive Welsh hero. You may have seen his flags flying when you're around about Wales. I'll pop it onto the screen now so you can see it. But yeah, it's a cool flag, and you'll see it around. Sometimes I think, what's that? There's a few flags you'll see in Wales. Maybe I should introduce them all. Obviously, you'll see the Dry Goch, which is the well-known sort of dragon, and we've talked about that flag and what it means, and we talked about the history of that flag when I visited Carnarvon Castle. So if you've not watched that, I'll post a link to the video in the description to this one. But yeah, so going back to Owain Glyndŵr, after his rebellion sort of failed, he went into hiding, and we never know really whether he died in battle or whether he did escape and he did go into hiding. He lived a quiet life and all that. You know, it's all surrounded by myth and legend, but one thing's for sure, or one thing we think we know, is at the top, just up here, is a cave called Glyndŵr's Cave, and that's where they reckon he hid. Now, after studying it on the OS maps, Jesus, there's a lot of trees down in here. After studying it on the OS maps, it's quite a good hiding spot, to be fair, because it wouldn't have been easy to reach, and plenty of good places to ambush folks, you know. Max has found the river. Let me show you the river today. It is raging. It's so dodgy out here today. You've got to be careful, you know. There's young Maxie. Where's that river, Max? You find the way. Whoa. But yeah, look at this today, guys. He says raging. It doesn't look that bad, but look at all these trees down. Whoa. There he is. There's the river. Now, according to the rules of this camera, we can stick it underwater. Shall we try? Let's see what it looks like. Here we go. And now if you saw that, my camera's still working absolutely fine. I did have a squeaky bum moment there though. But how cool is that? So just come through that forest bit, and we've ended up on this forestry track here. And what we're following today, you can see the signpost just here. I'm following the red route. As I say, I don't know where it's going to take us, because I've never done this route before. This was literally an emergency bug out because we were about to go in the quarry and the heavens opened, you know. But so far, this is a lovely stroll through a right nice forest, and it's an easy path to follow. I know I've given you the map, but I've not needed to navigate other than by using signposts so far. But one thing I will say is the weather's obviously been absolutely carnage because so many trees down. But it is nice to not be trudging through snow. I do love the snow when you're on a mountain, but when you're just walking like now, like if you saw my last video when we were in Coed y Brenin, it's hard work plodding through the snow, isn't it? 'Cause you're lifting your legs higher and stuff. Anyway, how's the snow doing at your end, guys? I'm assuming everything's disappeared now. That storm warning we had a few weeks back was absolutely bloody nonsense, wasn't it? Britain braced for nothing in the end, which is typical, isn't it? We don't half get overexcited with a bit of weather these days. Bring back the old Carolina and giving us the Scotchio. That's all we want, isn't it? If you don't remember that reference, I'm talking about the Fast Show. And if you've never seen the Fast Show and you enjoy comedy before everyone got offended so damn easy, then switch it on and you'll have a right giggle, let me tell you. So far this path, you can see it on the camera now, totally accessible really. You know, you don't need any kind of skills to follow this. There's certainly no technicality. And obviously it's on a bus route out of Beddgelert, and there's a free car park for these forests, which is at the beginning of the map that I've shown you on this video as well. So it's free to get here, free to park here, and anybody can do it. So what a lovely walk. Now I've got no views at the minute, unfortunately. To my right, if we have a look, you've got all the pine trees going off and off and off up the hill. And to my left, you've got thick, dense wood as well. But you can see the path very, very easily skirting through these woods. And as I say, it said at the beginning, Llyn Llywelyn, so I'm guessing we're going to come to a nice lake. So as well today, I wanted to just quickly say sorry to Stu. Stu's one of the subscribers who's reached out to me, and I was thrilled that he did. Stu messaged me, and we've had quite a bit of back and forth now, to talk to me about his tide. Now, tide in Welsh means grandfather, if you're up north. So tide, I'll put it on the screen now for you, but tide. In South Wales, it'd be a tad key, with what would you call your granddad, but up here in the north, you refer to your granddad as tide, and 9 would be your grandma or your nana. Just making sure I'm going the right way. I'm going the right way. But yes, so Stu reached out to me, and I told Stu that I was going to go to Rhyd Ddu today because I wanted to talk to you guys and share with you guys the story that Stu, with his permission, had shared with me about a fascinating gentleman, his granddad. But I'm not going to go into that story now because, again, like I said last week, I want to be in the right place to tell it. But what I did think is we could learn a bit of Welsh around families today. So we've just discovered that tide and 9, or 9 and tide, is nana and granddad. What else have you got in your family? Well, you got your mom and your dad. So very similar, really. Mom, like I would say to my mom, because we're northern, is mam, M-A-M. And your dad would be your tad, T-A-D. Nice and easy, mum and dad. So that's pretty simple, isn't it? Who else do you have in your family? You might have a brawd, which is your brother, or a chwaer, which is your sister. You might have a merch, which is your daughter, but also could be a girl. You'd have mab, which would be your son. So lots of family members there. Modrib, I think, is your auntie. And I can never remember uncle. I remember it being a funny word like Earther or something. Anyway, I'll pop it on the screen for you. I can never remember uncle. I remember everything else though in terms of family members. And your partner is your partner, just slightly pronounced with a more Walian accent. But your lover, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your darling, whatever, that would be cariad. Like my love is what it means. And the one that I've always loved, and I'd love to meet the Welsh bloke who come up with this one. So your wife in Welsh is your graig, and you mustn't mix up your wife with your dragon, which is draig. So I'm pretty sure that some Welsh bloke who invented wife purposely made it sound like dragon, just so when she was giving him a hard time, he could be like, oh, draig, what did you say? Oh, graig, you know. And I'm positive that's why it exists like that. And if it isn't, it bloody should be. But yes, there's some nice Welsh family names for you, and I promise you, Stu, as soon as it's safe to go climbing through a slate quarry, I promise you I will do, and we will share the wonderful history of your grandfather. And again, I just want to say thank you for reaching out and sharing that story to me, or sharing that story with me, sorry. You can see how easy this path's becoming now though, guys. Look at this, it's been easy from start, to be fair. Max is having a nice old time, having a sniff along the forest path. And you know, what an easy time this is for all the family. And obviously you won't come on a day I've come out today, because one, I've got to do a video, haven't I? But also I had come for Rhyd Ddu Quarry, but the weather turned on me. So always have a backup plan with the weather in North Wales, you know. But yeah, for the family, what an easy walk. Oh, is that Pride Rock? Is that where Simba was announced, perhaps? I don't know, probably not. Don't look very African, does it, to be fair? Anyway, let's carry on going through this forestry track and see where it leads. Let's see if Max knows the way, shall we? Oh, so we're coming out of that forest a little bit now. And so far, for the first time, it looks like I'm about to get a view. So I should probably spin this camera around so you can see it as well, should I? The term view might be doing some very, very heavy lifting. Because, as you can see, ooh, that wind's picking up. And this is exactly why we didn't carry on going up the slate quarries today, because This wind is quite unbelievable. And normally, somewhere up there you would see Moel Hebog, and obviously it's where Glyndŵr's cave is as well, somewhere up in that mist. And my gosh, when you see it from this angle, what a hell of a protective area that would be to hide from any sort of troops or anything. Look at it. Incredible spot. I'm filming because just a few more steps on from where we just were looking at Moel Hebog, we've now come to Llyn Llywelyn. And here it is. Now, I know I've talked about Glyndŵr and his cave up on the tops up there. But obviously Llywelyn was a great Welsh prince. And the story of Beddgelert ties into him. Because for a minute I was thinking, well, if that's Glyndŵr's cave, then why is this Llywelyn's lake? Well, obviously Llywelyn lived just down there and Beddgelert was named after his faithful hound, wasn't it? So, two great Welsh heroes. And not mythical heroes. You know, some of the stuff they did is now tied into legend and myth, but they were real factual people, these guys, you know. But look at this, where I am. Look at this behind me now, beautiful. And all right, it's not ever so beautiful today with this weather, but it's still got a rugged, stunning beauty to it, hasn't it? And you know what? I've just spotted an absolute perfect spot for a brew. And I know I've got my silly sealskin hat on today, you may notice. But let me tell you, I know they make me look like Usher in the 90s with a condom on your head. I'm probably a bit cooler than Usher, let's be honest. But one thing they're brilliant for, if you've got a bald Swede like I have, when you put a Gore-Tex hood up, which is effectively a bit of tarpaulin, it's right cold on your scalp. Whereas this one underneath, it's like a little protective layer for my bald head, so it's quite pleasant. But I'm going to go and sit down here, look what I've found. Well, I've not found it, it's not been lost. And in actual fact, I think Maxie's found it because he's already down there. But look at that, there's a picnic bench on a tiny little outcropping of land that's going to give us wicked views of all of this. So I think we'd be daft not for stop for a brew with a view. So should we get down there and chat again? Oh my gosh, this weather is getting absolutely wild. I mean, even the cameras go, oh, bye camera. Oh dear, I told you it's getting wild, guys. How are you all doing down there? Should we sit down and have a gentle cup of tea, do you think? Well, that was quite a big gust of wind. You can see it coming in behind me now. The clouds are really rolling down the front of Moel Hebog. And the rain is heavy and it's picking up and the wind is howling. But you know, those British have made us sterner stuff, haven't we? You know, we couldn't have gone around the world nicking everyone's spice and goods, could we, if we've let a bit of bad weather put us off? So we've got to carry on. I know that's probably a controversial comment and it's said a little bit tongue-in-cheek, but let's not boo the British. Oh my God, look at that, just the wind blowing my tea as it goes to the cup. Oh my word. Only us Brits would sit outside. Whoa, did you feel that wind? That literally slid. Oh my God, I've lost the foam mat. The foam mat's going in the lake. It's all gone Pete Tongue. I just want a cup of tea, guys. Dearie me. Apparently. Jeez, can you see this rain coming in now? Look at this. Maxie, what are we doing outside today, pal, eh? We should be at home in front of the fire watching a bit of Fools and Horses or something, shouldn't we? We'll get to this cup of tea, I promise you guys. Bloody in horror. Normally when we sit down and have a brew, us lot, it's a very serene affair, isn't it? Not today. It's got to have got this action camera because it's action-packed, isn't it? It's action-packed, this lad. I'll tell you one thing I'd recommend though, guys, if you are going to get one of these action cameras, is a little cloth that you keep with you. For wipe your lens, because obviously it's fully waterproof, but water still beads on top of your camera. So if anybody's got an action camera and they know of like a good hood for your lens, then please bang it in the comments, because I've been searching online excuse me, and I can't find anything, so I am looking for something just to. There's another water drop there, so you just have to keep wiping it. It's getting on my nerves a little bit, to be honest, but small price to pay for the fact that you can be waterproof, isn't it? Anyway, back to what we were saying. A lovely cup of tea outside. Oh, that is good. That is good. And you know by now, guys, what sort of tea I've got in this flask. It is, of course, Yorkshire Tea Gold. And as you already know, these buggers aren't sponsoring me, you know. £6.80 a box I'm paying a week to keep this channel going. Because, you know, I am ultimately fueled by cake and tea. Obviously, I need diesel to get to these places, but I'm not bothered about all that. I just want tea and cake. And with the rising prices and sugar tax, I'm struggling to keep myself, you know, in sugar. And I don't want to worry about, you know, fainting or something on a walk. So if you want to sponsor me with a bit of cake or with a nice cup of tea, because those bastards at Yorkshire Tea won't, then click the link in my bio or in the description to this video, or the beautiful QR code that's about to appear on the screen now. And if you scan that, you'll be able to buy me a coffee or a brew and a bit of cake. If you want to support the channel, obviously you don't have to, because it's totally free. And that's the way YouTube should be, isn't it? And whilst we're speaking of totally free, it is totally free to subscribe as well. And thank you to everybody that has. Over 700 subscribers now. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why so many people want to listen to me ramble on in woods. But then, I suppose it's not me at all, is it? It's Max, and it's the right nice places that we visit that you want to see. And this is a right nice place. It's just a right wet place. I mean, I think this is the wettest brew I've had for quite some time. I mean, what is good is it's a constant refill. And the other thing I just quickly wanted to mention is today's going to be the first video that you get introduced to the band I was talking about last week. I was talking about Sandra's Wedding, a band I really, really enjoy. And I'm going to play some of their music today. So I'm going to do a few arty shots today. You know, I'm going to do a few sweeping landscape shots just because I want a good bit of a roll, so I can let you listen to at least 30 seconds of Sandra's Wedding. And I'm going to pick one of their favourite tunes. And I can't decide which one yet. I'm either going to play Your Rum Life or No Nightclub Survives or Humberside Gymnastics. They're all great tunes that I absolutely adore. Their newest album, Arthurus Rex, is immense, and that's all about becoming a father. And if I'm honest with what's going on with me and Elsie and where I don't see her that much, it's an album I struggle to listen to. Not because it isn't good, but because it's so emotionally raw for me. You know, it really hits. Jesus. This is so cold and wet now. I best finish this brew. But yeah, Arthurus Rex is their latest album, but I'm going to play you a track from them today anyway. That's if we get back. I mean, it's proper bad, this. I can't believe how bad it is. I'm sorry that we're not in quarries today. I thought this forest would offer some sort of shelter. Would have been better in the bloody quarries. It's probably Owain Glyndŵr, isn't it, up there, knowing there's an Englishman on his land. That's a bad wind. I think we're going to get moving.
Did you know it's giving rain tomorrow, giving rain today? Would it be too much to throw a little sun my way? It's giving rain tomorrow, giving rain today. Give me just one chance and throw a little sun my way.
That's me and Max leaving Llyn Llywelyn, and we're heading back down into these woods, and already I can feel that wind dying down. Go on, Maxie. I can feel that wind dying down behind me already. Whoa, it was rough on that lake then. As I say, it's probably Owain Glyndŵr's breath in it blown away Englishman for daring to come onto his land, who knows. But we'll learn more about Owain Glyndŵr. I've not gone into... There's so much to tell you about Owain Glyndŵr, both the sort of reality, the legends and the myths. But I want to do it when we go up to his cave, because I just think that would be really cool. And it's, as you've just seen on the lake, if it's that bad at the lake, it's way too damn dangerous to even be attempting, you know, going up to a cave. You know, I mean, you won't be able to see anything. You don't want to get stuck in a cave, do you? Anyway, I wanted to say a massive thank you again, guys. My channel is really starting to sort of jump up a lot at the minute, and it's absolutely beautiful, and it's all thanks to you guys liking and sharing and commenting, leaving hypes, which is super important to small channels like me. So please do hype if you've got the ability to do so, and comment. You know, I love hearing from you guys. I love hearing what you've got to say. I love the suggestions you make. And don't forget, one of the suggestions that was made a couple of videos ago was when this channel reaches 1,000 subscribers, then we should all arrange to meet up and have a nice celebratory walk and talk and a pint, you know, and all get out together to support one another, you know. And I think that's a really wonderful idea. So again, leave a comment if you're up for that, and perhaps leave a comment about where you would like to go, because once I've got enough ideas from you all, what I'm going to then do is, now I'm above 500 subs, there's something called the community board I can post on. And what I'm intending to do is, the more comments I get, I'll pick the most popular sort of routes people have asked for, and then I'll put it into a poll, and I'll let you guys vote on what we do and where we go, you know. And I think that would be a really cool thing to do. And I'd absolutely love, I find YouTube quite mad, in the sense that, you know, we're all turning away from conventional TV, aren't we? I mainly watch YouTube now. I watch quite a lot of YouTubers. Ones that I've been watching this week that I really enjoy, if you've never seen them, is Ben and Emily. They do what I would call the perfect bedtime YouTube videos. And I don't mean they're a bit kinky. What I mean is, like me, they go out, but they've got a van. They do a van life type thing. And they go out to really nice, beautiful places, and they document it all. But one of them makes their own music. They're both, I think they're a bit hippie-ish, they're a bit cool. They give off really cool vibes, but what they are is dead chill. So like, if at night you're struggling for switch off, switch them on. And honestly, it's just dead calming. I love it. I love listening to them. But that's what I mean about YouTube. So we all have different things we're into, don't we? And YouTube absolutely subscribes to that. So I find it crazy that so many people have come in to watch me, and I am grateful for it. But what I'd love to do is meet those people who've subbed, because we must all share a common interest, you know. And that's brilliant, because I think one thing it shows is that we're not all as alone or as different as we might think we are. There's always plenty of people out there. I mean, you look at some of the mad things on YouTube that I would dismiss as insanity, that have got millions of views, you know. So I think it's great. So thank you. And please do like, share, comment and subscribe, because it's totally free. Do hype, because honestly, on days like today, when you look out your window and think, can I be arsed going out filming a video, or going even for a walk, knowing you guys for some reason want to watch me really gives me that motivation. So thank you so much to everybody for all the support, and I mean that. I think it's really, really beautiful, and as I said, it gives me motivation, not just to go out in the bad weather, but you know, we talk about men's mental health an awful lot, and I'm in that shit statistical category now, where I'm more likely to die by suicide than by any other means in Britain, which I think is scary. And that's for all men, you know, between the ages of sort of 30 and 50. So it's important that we walk and talk and get outdoors, isn't it? And for your own well-being and things. And also, just because it's nice, isn't it? It is a right nice place. Anyway. So we're getting lower and lower now, and as we do, that wind is dying and dying and dying, which I'm really grateful for, because the strength of that wind up there, I was a bit worried about coming back through these trees down here, to be honest, but it seems to have calmed down a little bit, which is very pleasant indeed. But yeah, the other thing I wanted to talk to you about today, guys, is obviously my channel, Right Nice Places. If you're new here, hello, I'm Dan. This is Right Nice Places, where we go for walks from, you know, beginners walks in Eryri right up to like last week, where we go into fully snowy conditioned mountains, and I try and be as honest as I can about all walks and tell you if I think they're suitable for people or not, you know. And this certainly is. This is a suitable walk for everybody. But if there's anywhere in Eryri you want me to showcase, or want me to go if you can't get there yourself, or you're a bit worried about a walk, or you'd like to see it, you know, from a sort of first person perspective, then let me know and I'll go there. I have got a few plans coming up over the next month and a half, 2 months. So I've got quite a busy January, February. So in next week, or next week for me, it won't be next week for you when you're watching these channels, but next week in January, or the end of January, I'm going off to Poland. So my mum has always wanted to go to Auschwitz, and so for Christmas I bought us a trip to Poland for 4 days for the two of us. Now I appreciate Auschwitz isn't a right nice place, and I would never dream of making a video or a YouTube in that area. It demands respect, and it demands our sort of, yeah, respect is the right word, isn't it? You know, we need to memorise it and remember it in the right way, and I don't feel showcasing it on YouTube is. However, Poland, Krakow, where I'm going to for 4 days, is a right nice place. So we'll have a tour around that city coming up on the channel. I know it's a little bit different than what I normally do, but I'll be away, so why not take the camera, you know? Be nice to do a video with my mum, wouldn't it? I can introduce you to Donna. You'll love her. She's right funny. She's a bit like Barbara from Royal Family, if you've ever watched Royal Family. You know, a bit mad like. But yeah, so I'll be going off to Poland with her. And then after that, I'm going to go to quite a few right nice places. So I'm going to go off towards Northumberland, because it's not just Welsh mythology that blows my mind. It's British mythology and legend. You know, I love it all. And so I want to go towards Northumberland. We're going to stop at Hadrian's Wall, and I'm going to do a wild camp on Hadrian's Wall for the night. I'm not doing the challenge like I've done in previous videos. I'm going to go and be really lazy and just do a 10-mile sort of circular, and 5 miles one day, camp 5 miles back, you know, nice and easy. So that'll be a nice wild camp adventure for us. And then after that, I'm going to head to Lindis Farm once I've done, so basically I'm going on a 5-day walking holiday. So I'm going to go Hadrian's, then we're going to go up to Lindis Farm, then I'm going to go up to Berwick in Northumberland, and from there, if you've got any ideas, I've got sort of 2 days to play with in Berwick. So if you know of any good places around there that I should go and see, then, you know, bang it in the comments and let me know, guys, because it's all new to me up there, you know. But I'll take you with me and we'll discover it together, because that'd be quite nice, wouldn't it? And you'll meet a few people that are important to me in my life as well. You're going to meet my mum, you know, as I said, she's mad. You've seen Nauco before on my videos, but she'll be coming with me to the Northumberland trips as well. So yeah, and unfortunately Maxie won't be coming with me to either Poland or to Northumberland. He'll be going on his own little holiday to Bolton to stay with my mum when I go to Northumberland. So this is probably a good chance or a good time to say, Mum, is it all right if Max stays at your gaff? She loves having him because she's got a little poodle called Reuben, a little cockapoo, sorry, that you've seen on a previous video when I went back to Bolton. And he adores Max. Maybe adores Max a bit too much sometimes. But anyway, he adores Max. So yeah, so that's what the plans are for the next sort of 2 months for right nice places, guys. But we will still do a couple of walks in Eryri. And the way I've laid out the channel, you won't be out of Wales for too long. Because I don't like leaving Wales for too long, you know. I long for it. Back to that Hiraeth feeling. And Hiraeth, I've described the word before in my videos, but I'll tell you again in case you're new to the channel. But Hiraeth's the one Welsh word really where there's no proper translation. It's more of a feeling. And Hiraeth sort of means like a longing or a yearning for the hills and the valleys and the mountains, you know, and I totally get that. And yeah, I do. And I think other people get it. And I think that's why you watch this channel. You just maybe don't know the term Hiraeth, but we all long for that. It doesn't necessarily have to be North Wales, does it? That connection to nature. Because I talk about it all the time. And I was stressed out this morning when I left the house for no reasons than just, you can just stub your toe, can't you, have a bad morning. But as soon as you're back out here and you've got little streams running next to you, you've got the rain falling from the sky, you've got a nice cup of tea in your backpack, you've got a dog having a poo in a bush, you know, life is good, isn't it, you know, and you sort of, everything feels all right again. Anyway. Well, that's me and Max almost back at the car now. And what a very, very wet walk that was today, but also what a very, very easy walk. So if you're coming to Eryri with the family, with your kids, maybe staying in Beddgelert or Porthmadog, then what a great, great easy walk this is. And in summer, it'd be absolutely stunning, I should imagine. You could carry a little picnic, get up to that lake, up to Llyn Llywelyn. And, you know, you could spend all day there. There were picnic benches and stuff. It was really, really pretty. Obviously today, it's middle of January. Filthy weather, you know, but I'm glad me and Max got out again. I'm glad that you joined us in another right nice place. Please do hype, like, share, subscribe. It's all totally free and it all helps tiny channels like me. And if you are desperate to spend your money, you can always buy me a coffee. The link's in the bio. But other than that, guys, thank you very much indeed for joining me. And I look forward to seeing you all again next Tuesday at 8 PM in another right nice place. Bye for now.